So Tyler over at Exquisite sent me a few Bremont. Figured why not? Let's highlight the brand a little bit, show how versatile it is, and what kind of watch you are getting from the brand. I think they've done some pretty cool things recently. This is one of them. This is the Bremont Bamford Aurora Supermarine GMT limited edition to only 500 in the colorway DLC black with that bold green. Is to kind of pay tribute to the Aurora Borealis, the nightscape thing. So that's the color tone of this thing for sure. So let's get into it. Case size. Before I do that, I have to say a big thanks to Exquisite Timepieces, Naples, Florida. They're my authorized dealer for Bremont and 60 other brands, as well as a massive pre-owned collection. I've bought many watches from them, even long before I started doing videos with them. But thankfully, we're able to develop a relationship so I can get constant flow of these awesome watches that are available through them. So I get to check them out, but then more importantly, you guys get to glance at them to help decide, how do you want to spend your hard-earned money? I think you should definitely consider using Exquisite as your authorized dealer source. Or like I said, even their pre-owned stuff. There's tons of great options in there. And almost every pre-owned watch I've seen from them, you'd be hard-pressed to tell the difference between pre-owned and brand new. Just saying. All right, let's get into this thing. So the width on this case is 43 millimeter, but that's kind of at the bezel. You see the case kind of like tapers down a little bit. I didn't measure that down there. It's a pretty dynamic case, so it's hard to get those measurements, but up here it's 43. The lug to lug, I measure 50 millimeter. Again, you have a very interesting case design, as you can clearly see. There's multiple pieces, I assume. The thickness is 16.5 millimeter, double dome sapphire crystal up top. 22 millimeter lug opening. You have this really nice fitted curved leather strap with matching hardware. Fixed keeper, floating keeper. And you can see it as a high quality strap. I'm sure if you wear a lot, it will wear out eventually, but 22 millimeter, you can swap it out for something else if you want, or just purchase another one through Bremont, through Exquisite. You have an 8 millimeter signed screw down crown, keeping, I didn't look up, is it, oh geez, 500 meter water resist. That's partly why it's so thick. And since we were kind of zoomed in anyway, because I was trying to figure out what the water depth rating is, you can get a closer look at the interesting execution of the California dial. So you have Romans up top, Arabics on the bottom, and it is a sandwich dial. It is actually cut out, revealing a matching crazy, the reflective on this thing is crazy. If I had not already done a face reveal about 10 years ago, you guys would be like, oh, I can see you. No, guys, I've been on camera many times. Check out that second hand too. It's pretty cool the way they did it. Nice legible handset there. No date as well with a GMT, which is fairly rare. And that GMT hand is kind of hidden by that minute hand. So let me move that out of the way. And inside this is the caliber BE 93 2AV, which the best I can tell is an ETA 2892. Now, it might be something else because when brands label their movements with their own model name, then that means they did something to it or at least added a custom rotor, and then they can source whatever movement they want. But the last known movement when I checked was an ETA 2892. 50-hour power reserve, so that's the more modern one. And just a great movement all around. And when you wind it, you can definitely tell it's premium. It's at least the 2892 or maybe an SW330, but honestly, I think it is the ETA. It sounds weird, but I've handled enough watches. You can almost tell when you wind them and then adjust them. But anyway, price point on this thing, I don't normally talk about it in specifics when it's with Exquisite because there's some fluctuation. Like right now, this one's maybe marked down a little bit. It's hard to snapshot in time. It might be gone because this is a limited edition, but it's roughly that $5,000 mark. But reach out to my guy, Tyler. I'll put his contact information down below. If you're interested in this watch, hit him up, tell him I sent you, and get the best deal possible for sure. 120 click bezel. Nice, good action. It is unidirectional. So for timing things or for getting that other time zone. So keep that in mind. Interesting placement of the crown and the crown guard. Looks like it's bolted on. And then you have a really cool case back as well. Of course, we're going to do a wrist shot with this thing, and then we'll close out with a Lume shot, which should be excellent on this guy. The strap is not broken in, so keep that in mind as it squeezes my wrist a little bit. But there it is on my 7¼ inch wrist. 43 by 50 works for me. Have no problem with that. Even that thickness, very similar to the Planet Ocean that I recently reviewed from Exquisite as well, that I also kind of used to think, I used to have that mindset. I'm like, yeah, 16.5 is just too thick. And for most cases, yeah, I mean, if it was your only watch, sure, but it's not my only watch. And if you're looking at this, it's probably not your only watch. So occasionally it's okay to have a thick boy in the collection. Blasted it with the UV light because I want to give the best Lume shot on this watch. Also, in case you didn't notice, at the bottom there it says London. That's not because that's where the time zone is. It's because Bremont's a London-based company. Killer Lume on this. I really didn't even need to blast it. It's almost too bright. But with that sandwich California dial, it just looks amazing. I love that layout of this one. Great job, Bremont, with this one, with this Bamford limited edition. And again, big thanks to Tyler and the entire crew at Exquisite Timepieces for the constant support. And they're in Naples, Florida. So do you really need too many more excuses to get down there and actually pay them a physical visit and say hi in person? Maybe get some swag with your purchase? I don't know. I don't need too much persuasion myself. I'll see you guys on the next vid.